So let me quickly explain what this is. Please pay attention. I have customers and accounts, as you can see. Now, one customer has multiple accounts. That's the first thing that you can see here. Not just that, account numbers, I mean, two different customers can have the same account. See the problem? Check and you'll find out. One customer has multiple accounts. That's number one. The second is that different customers may have the same account number. Well, I have amount dues of these customers and accounts. And what I have to figure out is, given a customer number and an account number, what is the amount due? We'll first solve this using a simple technique and then use offset. Solve it, right? So let's first solve it using that simple technique that I was talking about. Now, you will notice that the combination of customer number and account number is unique. Okay, we have duplicates of obviously duplicates in both the columns, but the combination is unique. Okay, so we'll make use of that property. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say customer number, account number. Okay, something like this. And you know how to concatenate. So I'll simply say C3, B3 ampersand C3. And here I will drag and drop, and you can see all these numbers are unique. However, these are not numbers anymore. As soon as you use the ampersand, it becomes a text. It's no longer a number, it's a text, which is why you see this is left aligned, whereas numbers are always right aligned. But that doesn't matter much, because I'll be using match and index to find out the amount due. So this is my extra column that I have added, right? And I'm going to search for, what do you think I'll search for? Can you tell me? What do you think I'll search for?
So you'll do an approximate search or something?
Ampersand G4?
No. Yeah.
We'll be searching for amount.
I don't need any approximation. This is an exact match, right? So what I will do is
You can
I'll
search
say,
for
look,
the amount.
match F4 ampersand G4. Match the combination where? Here. And of course 0. This is text, remember, this is not number. And what do you get? 7. The rest is easy for you because you know how to use index on this. Wrap an index around this match and you'll get the amount. Now tell me, is this clear?
So please repeat this once more, sir.
Which one?
This F4 and G4, this part, the matching of F4
Yeah,
and
right.
G4.
Correct. No, see, the thing is, I have concatenated the customer number and account number in column E, right? And that is unique.
Mm-hmm.
So when I search for when I search in column E, I'll have to search with the concatenation, the combination of account and customer number.
Oh, okay, got it.
So, is this clear? Fine. Many problems, practical problems in Excel can be solved simply by doing this. Okay, lots of duplicates, but the combination is unique and you can solve it. Okay, Great. Then let's look at how do I solve the same problem using offset. So I'm going to copy this and paste it here, and I'm going to use offset now. Please pay attention, because this takes a little time to understand. Okay, so please pay attention. Let me also copy this. Right, so here it is. Let me now tell you that when you face such problems, you won't really use offset to solve this. Okay, you will use what I just did, concatenate and solve. But this problem I like to use offset, because once you understand this solution, you'll have a very good understanding of the offset function. And it'll also answer the question which someone asked, that if it returns an array of numbers and we cannot read it, it returns a value. Remember, value error, we have to use F9 to read it. If that is what offset does, then what is the use of it? How do you make use of it? So it'll help you understand offset better and also answer that question. So let's do this. So please listen to me very carefully. 212, right? Customer number, account number. Also, let me tell you at this point that this works. The offset that I'm going to use will work only if it is sorted. If it is not sorted, the method that I'm going to show you right now won't work. And then anyway, you'll have to use what I just did before this. Right, so this is sorted, so I can use what I'm planning to do. You see, if I know customer number 12, then what I'll do is I will focus my attention on these rows. Think about it. If I give you this data and ask you to find out, how do you do it manually? Think about it for a moment. You immediately look for customer, right? You do it in split seconds, so you don't really think about what you're doing. But if you just think for a moment, what is it that you do? That's what you do really. You look for 200 here, right? And then focus your attention on this area. And here you figure out what the account number that I want, and therefore what is the amount due. Let's try to do something like this. If I know the customer number, let me first find out how many customer numbers, how many customers do I have with customer number 200? Or rather, how many accounts do I have of customer number 200? And then if I can focus my attention on this area, and if I can somehow extract this area, think about it as if I'm extracting these few cells and only focusing my attention on these 10 cells. Imagine if I could have done that. So it's as if I can somehow focus my attention on only this. If I can do this, the rest is easy, right? It's just a simple VLOOKUP 12. VLOOKUP 12 in this area, and I get 666 straight. No issues, no problems. So now my focus is, can I do something so that I can get these numbers, only these numbers? And of course, I have to make it dynamic, which means if someone says customer number 100, then I should be focusing only on this. And someone says 300, then I focus only on this. So that's my job. That's what I have to do. I'm sure you've understood what I was trying to tell you, right? Now this extraction, as I showed, right, is what we'll do using offset. Good. Let's do this. first thing that I need to do is I need to find out the first occurrence of the customer. Okay. Then I need to know how many occurrences. These are two things I need. So if I need to know what is the first occurrence of the customer, right? What is the function that I need? So let me look at this. Let me look at this. I'm going to use offset, as you can understand. What do you have in offset? Offset reference. So let me give this reference. B18. Okay. If it is B18, then I need to now figure out how many rows do I go down? Well, how many rows do I go down? Think about it for a moment. How many rows do I go down? Till I get the first occurrence of the customer I'm looking for? Right? That many rows I go down. So let's now first find out how many rows do I go down? And what is the function for that? Match. You see this? Correct. So if it is 100, 100 is in the first row. So I just go down one row. If it is 200, you go down 5 rows. And makes sense, right? So here I am, B18, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First 200. Because remember, what is the objective? Objective is this. This is what I want to do finally. This is where I want to reach. Good. Now let's come back to, okay, let me do this first. Otherwise I'll have to keep going from one to another. How many occurrences? How many occurrences of customer number 200? How do I find that out? Using COUNTIF. Right? COUNTIF gives me how many numbers? How many customers? So I write COUNTIF here. Customer number. Look at this. Clear? All of you? Fine. Now let's look at offset. Always remember, what is it that I'm trying to do? Those 10 cells, that's what my interest is. Those 10 cells. Offset, remember B80. How many rows do I go down? Till the first occurrence of that customer. Columns. Now, when I write this, where am I? From B18, I am in B23. Is that fine? Are you okay with what I just said? You are in B23, right? You are in B23 now. And what is it that you want to do? You want to extract the range C23 to D27. If that is what you want to do, then how many columns should you move to your right? I should move one column. So where am I now? I am in C23. I'm making sense, right? No issues? I'm making perfect sense? No issues anywhere? Yeah, I can see that you're fine. I mean, you're comfortable, so good. Now height. Remember, I'm trying to extract C23 to D27. So what is the height? The height is actually how many occurrences. Okay, good. And what is the width? What is the width? Remember, I'm in C23, right? So what is the width? I need the amount as well. So 2 is my width. Now look at this. Okay, press enter. Obviously there will be an error. We know this. But let's see if I have achieved our objective. Function F9. There you go. Exactly what I wanted. Okay.
So show the formula again, please.
Okay. Not okay. Okay, good. But all of you don't look okay. There's been a sudden change in your facial expressions last 2 minutes. I hope you are getting it, right? I hope there's no big problem. Okay, I think you're fine. I'll assume you're fine. And then go to the next thing. Good. So now this returns that range that we wanted to extract. So good. Now I told you that if I get this range, then I can use a VLOOKUP. Now please understand that offset has returned that range, but it's inside the formula. I haven't stored it anywhere. It's inside the formula. So offset has returned that range. It is there. I know it's there. So now I can use a VLOOKUP. So I'm going to write VLOOKUP account number table array. VLOOK offset has returned the table array. This is my table array. There are 2 columns in the table array. I'm interested in the second column, so 2 and an exact match. And there you go. So if you make it 13, changes. 100 works perfectly fine.